A conservative political group is suing the Arizona Secretary of State, demanding the names of thousands of voters who failed to provide citizenship for 2 decades be made public.
Both sides presented their case before Maricopa County Superior Court Judge Scott Blaney today. And Fox 10's Ashley Rodriguez is live to explain what happened. Ashley.
Yeah, if you thought this voter registration error was resolved, we are far from that. Now, conservative nonprofit groups are getting involved, and they are not buying that these 220,000 voters are all U.S. citizens, and they want proof. The only problem is the Arizona Secretary of State, Adrian Fontes, he doesn't have it. Tension inside a Maricopa County court Monday, where Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Fontes was grilled by conservative group Strong Communities Foundation of Arizona.
But you don't know whether you have the 218,000 identities or not. Is that correct?
I'm pretty sure we don't.
Former Trump advisor Stephen Miller is behind the group suing Arizona County recorders, claiming the government officials are not doing their jobs and hurting the credibility of the state's election integrity. This comes after a September discovery. The Motor Vehicles Division made an error, impacting around 220,000 voters who had never shown proof of U.S. citizenship, but had been allowed to vote for 2 decades.
It was 345,000-ish. It went down to 148,000-ish. Then we got a number that was around 98,000, and then suddenly a new list, wholly and completely separate, of 349,000-ish popped up. Once that started getting worked a little bit, we ended up with this more or less 218,000, but none of those numbers can be depended on.
The conservative nonprofit wants to make sure non-citizens are removed from the voter rolls just days out from the election by getting the names and sending them to the county recorders for verification. They say their intention is not to post them publicly. But Fontes told the court not only does he not know how many people are affected, he doesn't know who they are. The MVD has that information, and even if he did, he doesn't have the resources to figure it out.
These folks are in the middle of an election right now. This is the single most busy time that any of these people will see in any 24-month cycle. Early voting is underway in the most robust manner possible. It would be virtually impossible for us to be able to do what the plaintiffs are asking us to do. A, because we don't have control. B, we don't have a list. C, we don't have the resources. And D, I'm scared to death for my voters.
The defense argues in this political climate, the release of the names and addresses of these voters could inspire voter registration vigilantes who could harass, intimidate, or resort to violence against them, believing they are undocumented immigrants.
This list will likely be presented on the internet in social media as determinative of the outcome in Arizona, simply because 2020, only about 11,000 votes determined that outcome. Here we have actually, over 200,000 on the list. And so this will be a case where this class of individuals will be marked, accused of determining the outcome. And whether President Trump, former President Trump wins or loses, this creates a substantial risk of danger for the people on this list.
Now, remember, under the law, if you don't show proof of citizenship, you can still vote the federal ballot, just not state and local ballots. We did reach out to the MVD for comment. They did not respond in time for this report. And the Arizona judge there, he says that Arizona law favors disclosure. So it's on the Secretary of State to prove why he should not have to release the names. Now, we are expecting a decision from the judge in the coming days, but really this is a scary situation for those voters. And this lawsuit demonstrates just how tense this political cycle really is, especially in Arizona, as we are a swing state. We'll send it back to you in the studio.